सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा वसुदेवं सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं हरि ओं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं yes namaste so can we recollect what is it that we saw last? I think Pallaviji gave a very nice summary about what we looked at. Yes, please. Anybody, you would like to share something that we saw last?
I just listened to that session yesterday. I was not there.
Okay.
But what I got the key points in this fourth adhyay, the key message is one can achieve liberation by performing duties without attachment as an offering to the divine. Right? So be happy in whatever you get.
जी
जो प्राप्त है वही पर्याप्त है.
जी
Like so take it as a prasad of God and be equipoised. Do everything as Brahmarpanam. Just do it and forget. And don't seek for the credits.
जी
So see divine in everything, and that will dissolve all karma bandhan. So
absolutely
everything you are doing as Brahmarpanam. So nothing is yours and nothing you are doing. You are doing, but you are not taking it like you are doing. So there is no karma bandhan at all. So there are some different type of yagnas. Some worship the gods. Some offer their senses and desires into the fire of self control. Some control their senses through discipline and knowledge. So this represents self discipline and spiritual practices. And some are like karma yogis. They do sacrifices their own way, like charity. We saw many philanthropists are there, studying scriptures.
yeah
Through knowledge, they are trying to attain the higher consciousness. Then some do yogas, some do pranayams, some regulate their foods, only sattvic ahar and all. So all this practice helps to purify the mind and reduce ego and attachment, and finally attain the higher consciousness.
so
So
these
this
are
I
all
got.
different paths, all of them are done with a specific intention. And yes, I think Pallaviji shared a good summary and she also had a
But
question,
she is
isn't
not
it?
reading it out.
Yeah, no problem. We have covered it well. But the question, Pallavi that question was not answered, isn't it? Yeah, you can just once more repeat the question for those who have not read. We will look at it. Yes, see.
So the question was, what are considered sins, and what he meant by sins in the shloka number
Ah,
30.
okay. All right. Yes, thank you, Pallaviji. So we know if Gita begins with Arjuna talking about n number of sins. He talks about so many Varna, Sankara, Mitra, Droha, Kula, Kshaya, etc., 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 etc. Krishna doesn't listen to anything or he doesn't validate any of these arguments. That's one very nice thing, not validating it at all. But so he has not talked. But now here we see that that person is they are doing tapasya to purify sins. And what is this? What is this? What is sin is a big question, isn't it? Who gets this question generally? Only the righteous person, no? Who has a conscience. Only they are worried about am I doing a sin or am I not? The one who is doing wrong is hardly bothered. The person who is always having a clear heart only thinks whether am I sinning or have I unknowingly done some mistake. Or you see some people when they walk on the road and they hit something, sorry, they say that to everybody as a habit because that is the nature. But sometimes we also get very worried. Sometimes we get afraid as well. Have I unknowingly done some sin and am I bearing the consequences of sins? And a lot of people are there to give us a lot of advice, call a lot of things, since I just mute. Yes, yes, because yeah. So there are this aspect. How does one identify? It is very simple. If we just have a thumb rule, anything that is taking us further ahead on the path of sadhana, on the path of truth, And later in the Gita, the ultimate truth is going to be called Sat, the highest truth. It will be taught to us even by Krishna as we look at it later. But any action or any deed or any thing that is taking us towards that highest truth, that can be called punya. If we know what is punya, what is opposite of that is sin, isn't it? So in short, if there is anything that is taking you away from the truth, away from the highest realization, or away from your path as you are walking towards it, if something is going to stop your path, that can be considered a sin. And the opposite is virtue. Is that all right, Pallaviji? As a general, ignorance is the sin that has to be destroyed. And how can you destroy ignorance? By realizing or by knowledge, isn't it? Is that okay, Pallavi? Does that answer the question? All right. Fine. So now that is why these are all. Yes, Shashiji wants to add something. Yes, please. Yes,
I
ma'am.
just wanted to say that sometimes one gets so embroiled in thinking
Yeah,
right from wrong, etc., and it really messes with your
absolutely.
head up, etc.
Yes.
Rule of the thumb for me, anyway, is anything that makes me feel uncomfortable in the body is
Okay, on
wrong.
the heart. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Swadharma, no? It is
You
going
know,
against Swadharma.
yes, and conscience kicks in. When the
Yes.
conscience
So beautiful.
kicks in,
Yeah.
you just know that it's not the right thing. Then you don't question it, because otherwise you talk yourself out of doing whatever you do
Ha, ha.
regularly.
So that is
That's what
very,
I
yes,
believe.
that is another way of looking at it very perfectly. And Krishna has told Swadharmat Nidhanam Shreya. Paradharmo Bhayavaha. There's nothing more dangerous. There is nothing horrible than letting your conscience go or not listening to your inner voice, inner conscience. So that is all because many times we don't have to look at a lot of because a Shastra also is what Krishna is going to not, he never ridicules the Shastras. He actually explains the Shastra better. He says later on, Tasmat Shastram Pramanam Te. Understand, but what is the Shastra for? It is for us to understand the path of divinity, isn't it? The Shastra is teaching us the way. The way we know what is the way. Way is forward towards the divine. So no Shastra is going to take you away from the divine. So you will actually find that many times if you wonder if I have done some sin, and but you understand that it has not been done knowingly or consciously, according to a scripture, you will identify that scripture also is talking about the same thing. Bhagavad Gita also we will see Krishna explaining further. But this simple aspect of sin and virtue, we need not fall into that complete, calculation or classification because it's very difficult sometimes to classify, and we get more and more trapped in the loop. So instead, as Shashiji said, number one, it your conscience kicks in and you don't listen to your conscience. That's a sin. You follow it, that's good. Or if you're not able to clearly say that is this my conscience speaking, or is it sometimes people have doubts. Is it my conscience or is it my desire? Is it my personal ambition speaking? What is speaking if some people is not are not having that clarity? Then it is simple. Is this helping me grow as an individual? Is this making my personality broader? Is this making me better? If it is, if it is taking me ahead on my path, whichever path I may have chosen, the path of the divine towards truth, if it is taking, there is no greater virtue than that. There is no greater punya than that. Do that. All that is right, that is to be done. Opposite of that is anything that is keeping me astray. Say a student has to prepare for examinations. What is the sin there? Anybody? What is the sin in the examination?
Not
Cheating.
performing.
Yeah, not
Cheating.
performing. Exactly, like sleeping when
Mm,
you are supposed to study. You don't
mm.
have to worry, is this book telling I should hold this book? Geography book must be held in left hand only, or it has to be held in right hand. No, it's all right. You, as long as you even you hold it in left hand, it's all right. You sit upside down and read also is fine. But if you are reading and you are going and learning and progressing, that is a different story. And that is what is the spirit of every scripture. So I think we can have that simple aspect. Like as Shashiji said, if your conscience is there, your conscience is going to tell you what is right. Yes, Pallavi has a question. Okay.
So, in a previous one of the shlokas, Krishna says to do your own duty imperfectly is also fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
Yes.
doing imperfectly, is it going to be a sin because it's not perfect?
No, no. If you see, you purposely do perfectly, imperfectly, then it's not going to help you grow,
It's a
isn't it?
matter of intention.
Yeah, it is the intention. If an artist is going
But
to draw,
in that way, if you
yeah.
are not, we are not, if we are not doing sin, then it is count as punya.
Sorry?
If we are not doing sin,
Yes, yes, yes. An artist is drawing a picture of Krishna. But because that artist does not know it, he is trying to draw a perfect picture of Krishna, but it ends up looking like a cartoon because the person does not know to draw properly. But the bhava with which the drawing was done, don't you think Krishna will appreciate that?
Yes.
Will not that be an offering? Like a singer, I've seen one person singing in such a voice that is not at all having any sur. Absolutely means, but such loud voice that person was singing, and that person said, I was offering that to Krishna, and so true that was because within a few months, that same person's voice transformed so much. Isn't that a punya then? Growing of personality. Otherwise, there's no point. Calculation of this should be done like, do we do all the if anybody runs a business, do they sit and do the calculation at all times?
no,
The accountant does it, no? Auditor has
yeah,
to do that, no? Accounts final,
no, in
account
the,
keeper.
yeah.
The accountant has to do that. So our Punya and Papa let Chitragupta do that calculation. We need not
But
worry and
people,
draw a balance sheet. Instead, let us keep adding because they say you if you do such in the Buddhist philosophy, there is something called accumulation of virtue. You keep doing punya, and as if there is a metaphysical picture of punya is going to get full. And after it gets full, what is going to happen is it is going to overflow. That punya you have cultivated so much that this overflowing punya will now go to everyone. That is connected with the blossoming of the lotus. Om Mani Padme Hum. The inner lotus has blossomed. Well, that is exactly. So let's not worry about if it's all right. Some leakage is happening, it's all right. If I'm not doing it purposely, my conscience is clear. Let me keep doing better and better and better. And with practice only you'll become perfect. So we don't have to worry about it. The intention, as Gayatri ji said, Pallaviji, if that is okay, we can move ahead. Yes.
that is one
Hmm.
uh, Pipa Maharaj, I guess. One
Hmm.
saint is that पीपा पाप न कीजिए पुण्य
Hmm.
किया 100 बार
Hmm.
जो किसी से ना लिया तो दिया 100 बार.
Huh.
It's also
Do
like that.
explain
Like
this to
if
those who are not. Yes, please go on, Ji. Hmm.
yeah, पीपा पाप न कीजिए.
Hmm.
If you are not doing sin, तो पुण्य
Hmm.
किया 100 बार. Then you have done
Hmm.
punya 100 times.
Okay.
It's like
If you're not doing wrong,
so.
it's a good thing,
It's
isn't it?
right.
Yeah, okay. All
So
right,
right
all
is
right.
always there, but if you are
Okay,
not doing wrong, so wrong, right is
that's
always
fine.
there, present.
It's, yes, yes,
Dharma
yes,
is always there,
yes.
but if you are
No,
not
in
doing
the Gita
adharma,
also,
it's
Krishna doesn't focus too much. He just later on chapters he says this is Sat, and very nicely in Sanskrit, you know what is the opposite of Sat? Anybody?
asat.
Yeah, exactly, Asat. That which is not Sat. It is
We
so
just
simple.
oh,
Ah, yes, it is
which
so simple. Opposite of that. Opposite of
asat,
forward is what? Backward, going the
backward.
opposite. So, like that, truth, and it is opposite of that. Helping someone is
Asatoma
yeah.
sadgamaya.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So, let us continue. Let us continue. The 31st shloka. So, we saw all these. What are all these people doing? They are doing a tapasya. In that tapasya, what is happening? The fire, their fire of that tapa is now making them only purified. Like gold gets purified in fire, this sadhak or the sadhika, they get purified by the action of tapasya. Each person chooses their path, different ways. Krishna has talked about it. What happens after that? Let us see 31st shloka. Yagnashishta mrutabhujo yanti brahma sanatanam nayam lokoste yajnasya krutonyah kuru sattama. Post sacrifice, they who enjoy the ambrosial nectar left over, in the eternal Brahma's consciousness they hover. Meaning, after sacrifice, what comes to you from the divine? Those who are experiencing that, those who are, tasting that, what are they tasting? They're not just receiving some remainder, they're actually experiencing a higher consciousness, some greater bliss. Just one example I can think of: a friend of mine, a great karma yogi. He was, now he's in Canada. I hope he is continuing to be a karma yogi. But when he was here, he was a physiotherapist. He is a physiotherapist, and he was doing so well. So sincerely, he would work on little children with special needs, and barely he could make ends meet for his home. He was a singular bread earner, and all his other friends, some of them were earning 10x, 20x of what he is earning. And somehow his parents were like, "What is this guy? He's not earning anything. Look at them, how much they are earning." For him, every little small thing in the house was a important thing, for which, if he wants to get his brother a seat on his vehicle, he would plan for for a month. He would plan for his home to have one aspect of one refrigerator or something else. Each little appliance, he thought he would make a planning, and he would work very hard. At the end of the day, he would go on visits to different places after working in his school. Many people felt this was a waste of life, but yet what he was experiencing was a great joy. He told me one of the very beautiful joys of his life. He said one child who was hardly 3 years old, that child, after getting physiotherapy from him, that was a special child with cerebral palsy, that child showed an improvement of nearly 15%, which was huge. And for the parents, for them, because every percentage is so much, the look that they gave, the gratitude they felt, and what love they were offering, they said, "Please have this." They would always treat him with such love. And he says, "This is a very different thing for me." So what he was experiencing after all of this was not, maybe not exactly material riches, but he was experiencing something else. And truly, what I remember, the end is every rupee was being utilized for such a beautiful work. I had even told him, "Man, your currency is different. You have a golden rupee in your account. Everybody else have your, what is 20,000 there is nothing. It is equal to your 2 rupees of somebody else," because that is how consciously he was doing. And truly, the life was very blissful. And I believe now also he has well advanced in his path again. But this was exactly what yogis do actually. They do it in a state of sacrifice. And Krishna says, after that, whatever comes because of that sacrifice, they get a higher consciousness. It's like getting a greater quality of experience of life only. It becomes awakened to such people. In this eternal Brahmic consciousness, they hover. When even this world isn't for those who sacrifice not. If not here, O Arjuna, elsewhere can anything be got? How practical Krishna is. If not here, Arjuna, what are you looking for? 5 BHK in Svargaloka? Because you're calculating your punya. What is it that you are searching? This is a realization which we are seeking in this very birth itself. That is what Krishna is talking about. Sri Aurobindo also called it a terrestrial realization is our aspiration. Not after in the another world I will experience this. And what is this sacrifice? If you are not sacrificing in this world itself, we cannot get anything, isn't it? Without sacrifice. Then which world are you thinking you will get something with sacrifice? Is what Krishna is asking. Because Arjuna was talking about other lokas also, Pitar Loka and all, as if he has great contacts and agents who are going to connect him there. But Krishna is very clearly saying, if not here, where else? So, this world itself, our world is a world which revolves on sacrifice. Without sacrifice, you cannot progress. And you cannot, what here? You cannot progress in any other world, meaning even in the Devalokas, if the Indra is going to forget the meaning of sacrifice, Indra is going to lose his Indrahood only. Indra's status will be lost if he does not. So every place this sacrifice is mandatory and necessary. Let us go on. Let us go on. 32nd shloka. Evam bahuvidha yajna vidata brahmano mukhe karmajan vidhi tan sarvan evam gnatva vimokshase. Into the fiery mouth of Brahma, these sacrifices enter through many different ways, whichever one may offer. Know these as the ways of sacrificial works that must be, for this is the knowledge that shall free and set free. I'll repeat it once more. Into the fiery mouth of Brahma. We saw the shloka, isn't it? Brahmarpanam Brahmavir Brahmagno Brahmana Hotam Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhina. This is the beauty of consciousness. We don't realize it, we don't understand it. It is an all pervading consciousness which is there inside of us, outside of us, in connecting us with the supreme cosmic consciousness, which is and the highest consciousness of Brahman. So, Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhana, meaning all these actions, they are taking and leading to that supreme Brahman only, whether or not we are aware of it. And Krishna says this is all entering into that fiery mouth. It is a mouth of fire or like a blazing Agni. These sacrifices are all entering there. Whichever way one may offer, whichever path, whichever way it is offered, it is going to that singular destination. That is why we have this nice saying in Sanskrit, Ekam Sat Vipraha Bahuda Vadanti. One truth is told in so many ways, and there are so many paths. These the wise understand. They are not like mine is the only the truth. Mine is the only path. If what I say only is right, everybody this is not at all because I can be right in a way. Another person can be right in a different way from their perspective. But the truth is always one, and it is going to reach that same place, same destination. Whichever way it is offered, it is going there only. You say whichever name you want. Say Rama, Krishna, Vithala, Panduranga, 100,000 names you want to say. You can say Deva, Deva, or you can say Devi also. You can call upon a Yaksha also. You can, whichever way you are calling upon. It does not matter if your call is sincere and you have offered it right. What is the right way? Right way is sacrificing. The real offering is with sacrifice. That is all we can say. Krishna says, know these as the ways of sacrificial works that must be, meaning your works must be in a state of sacrifice. This is something Krishna is saying as a mandatory thing. Because this is the knowledge that will free you. Free you from what? It will free you from all the bandhanas of life.
Karma bandhan.
Karma bandhanas, the sufferings that we are having in life because of so many factors. We don't really understand what are the factors because sometimes they are our own factors, mental, but sometimes they are circumstantial. Sometimes they are what we can call adibhutic factors also. I mean, you just have to move around. You go into that place and you have created a mistake. Circumstance tries to show that. So how are you going to set yourself free from all of these? Krishna is saying same thing. He says this only. State as a state of sacrifice. It's all right. Do it and offer. Remember, offer. Don't worry about what people are going to tell you. Whether they praise or whether they blame, it's not your cup of tea. Your cup of tea is only making it and offering it to Krishna. And if Krishna doesn't take, then you can have it. I mean, it's actually a very nice principle if you can offer your every action. I know one person who even offered very sincerely even swear words to the divine. And seriously, that person then later transformed. He stopped using the swear words. Look at that transformation. Someone who could not get up or sit without using a swear word suddenly got transformed. And how was it? It was an offering that transformed the individual. That is the power of knowledge. Knowledge liberates a person. Individual liberation, collective liberation, both take place. One person does sadhana in the house, no? The entire household can be elevated by the sadhana of an individual. If the person has a greater force, we can not just household, not just kula, the loka also can be elevated by a singular person's tapasya and sadhana. And there is nowhere it is said that only this person has the right to do the sadhana, or this person has a limit. This person should grow up to this. This, don't talk beyond your paycheck. Here in the spiritual path, there is no concept of paycheck at all. There's no check going to come to you. But you have to check yourself that you're walking on the right path and watch what transformation takes place. That is exactly what Krishna is saying. That will free us. Free the individual, free the world. Krishna goes on. Shreyan dravyamayad yajnad jnana yajna parantapa sarvam karma khilam partha jnane parisamappyate. Over any material sacrifice that is performed physically. Superior is the sacrifice of knowledge that is done intellectually. Oh Arjuna, all actions always ultimately reach, culminating in knowledge, the supreme truth they teach. Meaning all actions, all these actions of sacrifice that are done, they are ultimately for what? They are for lighting the lamp. Lamp of what? Lamp of knowledge. In the Gurukul, why would children go and stay for years? Parents would send children into the Gurukul in the olden days, isn't it? For the same reason, children will now sacrifice and learn the real meaning of yajna, and as a result of the yajna, they will have that awakening. That light will grow inside of them. Ajnanatimirandhasya jnananjana shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. The ignorance is removed by the Guru, and that is the through the sacrifice only, is what Krishna says. But he says, oh, what do you think could be the meaning of this? Over any material sacrifice that is performed physically, superior is a sacrifice of knowledge that is done intellectually. What does that mean? Anybody? Meaning all material sacrifices are hopeless?
No,
Anybody?
both are equally important. If you do, either you do it by knowledge or either
Yeah.
you do by your karmas.
Okay.
Karma
So,
yogi and
but
jnana yogi both will
but
attain that.
both are equal, you are saying, and yet here we see something as Shrestha. Something
So
is more having Shreyas. Yes, Aditi ji is adding
but
something.
with
Yes, please.
knowledge, there is a chance of transforming the other person also.
And the transforming of the seeker also, and we would
Yes.
say, uh, why are we doing it? If you understand and do it, you will have a greater experience. Means doing something blindly
Yeah.
without really knowing. Just it is good. It is good to do something.
To
At
do
least you.
activity with knowledge.
Yes, yes, yes. Because there was a story which I had heard. It was very crazy about. It was like how people follow blindly. There was a big line to a temple, and a lot of people were there. And one person did not want to leave the line, and the child wanted to poop. So what to do? The mother covered with the palu and simply put haldi kunku and went ahead. She had her darshan and came back, but when she came back, she saw that spot had become everybody after her kept putting haldi and kunku. That place became like a mound, and everybody started thinking it is because what is this? The person behind is now following without understanding what is the purpose of doing, just out of in ignorance. That is what Krishna is saying. He do something, it's all right. Not knowing and doing something good is good always. But when you do it, like for example, just look at the a lot of people had this a problem because people Bharat has given a freedom to everybody in Sanatan Dharma. You are free to question. Nobody is going to call you you are engaging in blasphemy, or nobody is going to attack you. But sometimes people misuse that a lot. It is just that rituals. People say all rituals are hopeless. This is what Gita says. This is what Krishna says. This is what this person says. That person. It's not like that at all. It is just understanding why things are done. That is important. It's like the Agnihotra Yagna. I think we all know that, isn't it? If you are doing it with mantra chanting, will it give you nothing? No, it will give you something. It will give you something because you are. What are you doing? You are going to do a lot of. You are going to follow shaucha. You will clean the place. You will collect the dravyas. You will collect so many different dravyas. There will be the ghrutam that you will be pouring. You will purify the atmosphere. You will put the oshadi. You will put some herbs that will lead to that fire. You look at the fire, and the fire itself, just doing it ritually also, I'm saying, will give you a peace of mind as it will purify the atmosphere. The medicinal herbs will purify that entire atmosphere. But imagine if you know why you are doing it and do it, how beautiful will it be? You're just chanting, say the Agni Sukta, Agni Mire Purohitam, Yajnasyam Devarutvijam Hotaram Ratnadhatam. He is the giver of, grantor of the hero powers inside of man. Oh Agni, be appeased. We are pouring all of this. I am pouring my attachments. I am not going to, I will stop being cranky. I'll stop being possessive. I'll stop being all this. If you are doing that while you are pouring the ahutis, while the grass is going to burn, your attachments will also burn, isn't it? If you do it consciously. That is the difference Krishna is talking about. Because he says ultimately why all of this is done to get a realization. That is why you will see people on the highest path, they are on the highest states. they are not frustrated or angry also because the knowledge has come to them. That knowledge gives shanti only, isn't it? The knowledge gives peace. The quietude is there because they understand. So that higher perspective comes into the individual. And let us go. That is why people go to different gurus and do seva. Let us see the next shloka. We stopped at 33, no? Yes, 34th one. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshinaha. Means what is the reason for this system of the guru and the shishya? Anybody? This guru shishya parampara is one of the greatest paramparas of our Bharat, isn't it? What is the reason for that? Anyone? Yes,
Is
Shashiji.
it uh, just attempting? Is it that one learns, understands, and passes that knowledge on,
Yes,
passing it
yes.
forward?
Yes, it allows the knowledge to go forward also, and the Shishya also learns the truth. And it is actually,
Yeah.
it is not like a stagnation of an individual, it is a growth. The Guru also keeps growing, and the Shishya keeps offering a service. If you see, Krishna also went to a Gurukul. If anybody knows the name of the Gurukul?
Yeah.
Sandipani.
Yes,
Sandipani.
yes. And there is a very beautiful, if you go now, also you will see a nice Murti of Krishna as a student in that place. Because that was the way, that was where. What did he do with all the other Shishyas? He served his Guru. Means that is an important aspect that we must understand because our head is it, it does not bow only many times. It is very difficult. It's like when I say, tongue gets very heavy sometimes in praising somebody else, something like that. The head also finds it very difficult to bow. Like, no, what is going to happen if I bow? But no, when there is ahankar, that ahankar prevents a person from bowing, not just to a great guru, it prevents a person from bowing to the divine only. And the other end of the spectrum is somebody who understands, realize they don't hesitate in bowing at all, no?
Yeah.
It is like they bow with full. If you see the Varkari, everybody bows into on each other's feet only. Or Varkari Sampradaya, irrespective of the age. You go Dada and Tai, and there's like Vithala, Vithala, Vithala. They go and bow. During the COVID times, it was very interesting. Now everybody was in lockdown, and these areas were all quarantined. And now Varkari Sampradaya, no matter what happens, that has not stopped. We British couldn't do anything, nobody else. So everybody thought now that this temple has been blocked for people, that is out of bounds. Will this sampradaya go ahead? What will people do? You will not believe all the people came up to the police who was stopping them and they touched the feet of the police and went back. Look at that power because that they have come, they have done, they have gone ahead, and this is the bhava which they are able to see. They are seeing the divine in the other person. And even the police was so humble and he was not able to understand ki what is this, but this is the shraddha of the individual. So, like that, when with shraddha a person goes to a ashram, to a gurukul, and they learn, this is what Krishna is saying, by humbly bowing to the true master. Again, true master. Guru banana jaan ke, pani pina chan ke. It is like that. Consciously, you have to understand. And generally, it is the arrangement of a guru and shishya. It is arranged by the divine only. It is not a personal. You can't make a network and link like through this network or through some like this. Okay, this person has this many followers. I'm now going to ask a on GPT to tell me which is the most right person for me and decide. It's not like that. No algorithm is going to, which is a divine algorithm which connects the Shishya and the Guru. It is sometimes also considered like a great event, a celestial event only. On a different scale, it happens. So best thing is if we are in, there is the biggest question, Guru bina jnana kahan se paun? That is the seeker's cry. I don't have a guru, how will I get knowledge? Where will this knowledge come from? How can I go? And this big question comes instead of worrying or fretting. Because I can say, 14 years back, more than 15 years back. I think that time I used to cry, and my parents thought I'm going through depression only because I thought I should find. But it is not by crying or by emotions. Instead, you become ready. You become ready, and you will automatically, the moment will present itself. And what happens here, Krishna is saying, what happens here? If you, and there's one more very nice thing. Guru is a tattva. The tattva of the Guru is everywhere. If you are ready to learn, if you are ready to learn, the Guru Tattva will be present. Akhanda mandalakaram vyaptam yena characharam tatpadam darshitam yena tasmai shri guruve namaha. If that entire, it is vyapta everywhere in the charachar, in the universe. Become the right shishya and the Guru will present before you. You don't have to think about anything else. So here, by humbly bowing, how is the methodology followed? By humbly bowing to a true master and by worshipping and by questioning and dutifully serving. It does not mean that you cannot question at all. Look at the questions Sri Aurobindo was asked. Sri Aurobindo was asked so many questions. Even now, if anybody reads this book called Correspondence with Sri Aurobindo by Dr. Nirodharan, oh, it is full of what type of questions. So many years ago, also you can see a very modern Guru Shishya relationship, which is such humility is there. The Guru is also not getting offended by the questions because there is sincerity in the questions. So questioning is allowed. Questioning is not considered it's barred or how dare you question or how dare you contradict. That is not the way a true Guru and a Shishya relationship works at all. And by dutifully serving, this is important because in the service you grow. I think in Pondicherry also, in any ashram you go, you have an option to offer service, isn't it? People offer service. Sometimes people take a broomstick and they clean. Why do they do that? Somebody will say, can't they clean their own house outside their house? Yes, they should clean their home. They should clean outside their home. But what is the purpose of cleaning there? Why are they doing it? Anybody? Why do people do that?
Remove their ego.
Okay, one is removing ego, or sometimes removing dirt
Remove-
inside the head also. No? It
Yeah.
gets removed as you clean. Absolutely, it is something like that. So this aspect of serving, when you serve somebody, you become humble. Can you dominate somebody while serving? Is that service then?
No. There will be
No.
no point in that
Yeah, that
otherwise.
is not a service at all. No,
Yeah.
you're offering something to somebody. Hey, take. Is that an offer? Or it's like you're just throwing it at that person. It's not a service. So here, the service is done. So by humbly bowing to a true master and by worshipping and by questioning and dutifully serving these preceptors, what will they do after that? These preceptors who possess the divinity and foresight, they shall bless and part you with their knowledge's light. So simple as that. Why all of this? Again, there is no what we can say personal. It's like the role of the guru is just of a catalyst for transformation. He's not going to take anything other than probably the vices, other than the ahankar, kama, krodha, mada, moha, matsar. This is the fee of a true guru. And this is taken away and the shishya is let off into the world, isn't it? To take ahead the path so that there will be again loka sangra, betterment of the world. It's not keeping one person caught up in some place and not going to release that individual at all. That is not the thing at all. And so these preceptors, they have done sadhana, they have done tapasya over several years, sometimes over several decades. That knowledge which they have got, they pass it on freely. That is why this is done, is what Krishna is saying. Let us continue to the next shloka, the 35th one. Yajnatva na punarmoham evam yasyasi pandava yena bhutanyasheshena drakshasi atmani athomayi. With this knowledge, O Arjuna, you shall know the true way, meaning with the knowledge given by the Guru. What will happen? You will understand what is the right way. You will understand what is the true way. With this knowledge, O Arjuna, you shall know the true way, and your mind's ignorance shall never lead you astray. See you shall first in all living entities the self's presence, and then witness you shall in myself every being's existence. This is a very beautiful shloka, which is actually like, say, if you have anybody has been to Shimla or knows about Shimla? Yes, okay. Altiji has been to Shimla. So if I am planning to go to Shimla, what do I need to do in terms of my what advice would you give me? From Pondicherry, I'm planning to go to Shimla.
So
What will be the advice?
you
Yes,
should
yes.
go to Chandigarh first
Okay, right.
and
I should.
yeah, and catch any bus from there or
All right. So fine, that is one thing. And
Pack warm
regarding
Bring
clothes.
warm clothes with you.
warm clothes, yeah,
yeah.
Pondicherry's clothes will not work, no. So you see, this is the knowledge. The somebody who has got knowledge is giving that knowledge. Now, maybe I did not find somebody to tell me, but somehow I got the information that I need, that this is a cold place, I need warm clothes. Then also it is fine, isn't it? Getting that knowledge, maybe not directly, I did not get it from Aditya but I got it from Gayatri ji. That is also fine, isn't it? Ultimately, it is the warm clothes that have to be taken there. That it is something like that. So, what is this Krishna is sharing? What will the Guru give you? It's all right if you do not have a Guru, you will find if you aspire truly. But what is this Guru going to give? That is what Krishna is saying. You will understand the true marga. You will see the right path, the Satya Dharma, what is correct. The right path you will know. Your mind's ignorance will then, once you know truth, you will not get astray, isn't it? You will not go aside. When you realize that you are no more worried about whether people praise you or criticize you, will you run after fame and name? No, you say, what is all of this? See, if I achieve something big also at the end of my life, after my life is over, if people curse me or if people praise me, it's going to make no difference to me at that time. My journey will be going on in a different plane that time. It's going to make no difference. Instead, what should I focus on? What I'm having the time in my head, I should do it right. So, something like that, you will never be astray. And then as you walk ahead, you will see this. Krishna is directly telling you what is like. If he is the guide, he'll tell you exactly what is there in Shimla right now only without having to go. He's saying here, what will you get here? He says, what will you receive? You shall first see in all living entities the self's presence, meaning a knowledge which is not going to make you arrogant. This is a knowledge which is going to allow you to see divinity in every living being. That is beautiful. The divinity in all you are going to be able to see with that knowledge. And then witness you shall in myself every being's existence. You will see how these all beings are then connected and in Krishna. A very beautiful example of this is the experience of Sri Aurobindo in Alipur jail. Vasudevam Sarvamiti, that experience of Vasudeva. In the prisoners he saw Vasudeva, in the judge he saw Vasudeva, in the he was in a small prison, just 6 by 9 feet solitary confinement, very dark place, hardly enough food, nothing provided. Yet there he saw Vasudeva in the rods also. It was Madhava who was hugging him with a blanket when he was given that coarse rug. You can't even qualify it as a blanket. Such a great soul was put there. He got that experience, and then you know what happened? That prison cell got transformed into a pilgrim center. People go there now to touch that, to just go. This was the place where Sri Aurobindo had done his sadhana. That is how people look at that spot. So this is the realization that Krishna is talking about. Krishna goes on, Ashe, Asheshani api chedasi papebhyah sarvebhyah papakrittamaha sarvam jnana plavenaiva rijinam santarishyasi. Krishna is talking about a lot of papa in this chapter. Why? What is he saying? Let us see here. He says, well, even a sinner who has the greatest sin performed, by this knowledge, the sinner can be reformed. Surpassing the sea of wickedness, he shall pass through. Boarding the ship of knowledge, he will cross a horizon new. Even the worst sinner who has done horrible sin also, such a person can become transformed. He can become reformed when he gets that knowledge. What will happen then? Krishna is saying, what is it that what is to be destroyed inside of a sinner? The wrong attitude, isn't it? If the
Intention
wrong
of
attitude,
sin.
yes, yes. The biggest punishment for sinner is realization of the sin, isn't it? Can there be anything worse than that? That will be the worst, and it's like shamasva, shamasva, parameshwara, shamasva. I seek forgiveness. You will fall down onto the knees when the realization comes. And that is going to happen. We have seen huge transformations in so many people and so many sadhak by the divine's grace, by the grace of, like what we can say, a descent of knowledge.
Valmiki.
Ah, yeah, Valmiki.
Yes. He was
Valmiki.
Valyo.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. He was
He was a
Valmiki.
robber then.
Yeah.
Yes, he was a. And now we consider him one of the exalted Maharshis, Valmiki Rishi.
Ramayana. Yes.
Yes, yes. Are we all robbers? Have we done something like that? No, isn't it? No. Ravana, we know Ravana also, and he has the, he did something very silly. He tried to disturb Mahadev from his trance and lift the Kailash because he was not getting darshan. Anybody will say logically this was a silly thing to do, but in the force, in that vega of this, his devotion and Shraddha and no control, he did that. But then he also got a chance. He was screaming, he was screaming. His name became Ravan also because of that only, because the one who cries, he's called Ravan. The one who shouts so loudly, shouted so loudly with pain that that agony was heard everywhere, and people continued to call him that. But that time, what was that? Nandi just told him, "This is the the Bholenath is going easy to appease also. You have done wrong. Realize that you have done wrong." And you see, Ravana in that state also, in that pain also, he composes a beautiful Gita, which is a very rhythmic mantra, which is like Tandava of Shiva only. Chatavi, Golachchola. You just try. If you miss out one word, also you break the flow. And how can somebody in pain compose such a mantra? Even today, the greatest of great Sanskrit pundits and scholars don't see as asura or a horrible person who has done it. They see that beauty of the mantra and they use that as a means of connecting with the Mahadev, because that is they recognize that thing. And here it was his transformation. So you know what Shiva did after that? He blessed him also and gave him a astra as well. So look at the aspect of transformation. Come on, how are we, how bad are we dacoits for a living? Do we do that? If somebody who is a dacoit can become Maharshi Valmiki, I think we have scope, isn't it? Yes or no? If we
Yes.
are sincere, isn't it?
So
But
of
we have to
course.
do that intense as well. We have to be so sincere in our aspiration because our ground is a little bit better than a dacoit's ground, definitely. But the next part is the important part of the aspiration that we have. So, but there is a hope, there is a scope for everyone. Means no matter what sin a person has done, need not be so disturbed about it. When you get the knowledge will transform. Even the current system of prison also in every country, it is for what? It's for reforming only, no? If you see, prison sentences are given, though people misuse it, great advocates come in between to release the innocent, the person who is the culprit and put the innocent inside. That's a different story. But the system, why it has been brought in place, is to the biggest punishment for somebody who has done a horrible crime is to make that person realize. Greater the crime, he is given a longer time to realize that. The sentence is longer, but it is for that realization. And then when the realization to some extent has come, you can see in the acharan of that person, then the person gets a parole also. The sentence is commuted sometimes. That is the, we can say, bhavarth. In practicality, there's a lot of distortion. Our world is full of distortion, and we have to be a part of what we can say the other side, which is going to be the part which is going to work with Krishna for dharma sanstapana, not on the
And
other side, which is going to create adharma. But this is the truth. Everybody can get reformed. So if we have done something unknowingly or we have done something wrong, there's nothing wrong in surrendering to the divine, seeking sincere forgiveness, and starting afresh. Starting afresh by offering at the feet of the divine. It's all right. Transformation is possible. How long, when, all that we don't have to worry. Ma phaleshu kadachana, isn't it? The real offering is done without expectation. Just feeling that I was wrong. All right. Because sometimes people's lives are filled with this worry about sin. Means walking, talking every time. Oh, did I say something wrong? Did this person did bad? Oh no, because of this action, I have really undone something. This happened, that this will now lead to 20 more janmas as a monkey, or God knows what people think. So many such thoughts people trap themselves into. Instead, they're missing out the important aspect. This is not a punishment ground, no? Bhuloka, have we been sent here for punishment? No, we are not. Instead, let us be sincere. Krishna says there is hope for everybody if we are sincere. Krishna goes on. One participant actually shared, she had tears when she was sharing. She said, I had abused Krishna and used such swear words for him. And she was having tears. Isn't that itself enough, no? Isn't that self an understanding enough for a. One more person said, I had. Will I suffer in life because I broke the murti in anger? And I got so angry, you're not doing anything enough, and he broke the murti. Of course, it is not right. But then he was like, what should I do now? I'm always scared I have done this. I said, you have broken the great Vishwarupa yourself. You are so powerful that you have. Then he said, no, but it was wrong. You're not going to make that mistake again. That's enough, isn't it? Why torture yourself? It was a wrong moment. Never ever repeat that, not on any murti, not on any individual. Don't throw, even on objects, you shouldn't throw anger at, show anger at it, at objects. That is clear teaching of the Gita as well. So, this transformation scope is there for all. So, let us not be worried. Let us not think like Arjuna, okay, I am doing some sin. Instead, let us be sincere and offer. Let God take care of the rest, isn't it? It's like do your best, leave the rest. That is up to the divine. Decide one. If divine also decides that you have done something wrong and you deserve a punishment, that's also for course correction only, isn't it? That will also be a forward movement. You don't have to worry about anything. There's no. It's just forward movement towards truth. That is all. Krishna goes on. That is knowledge. That is the power of knowledge. What Krishna says. यथैधांसि समिद्धोऽग्निर् भस्मसात् कुरुते अर्जुन ज्ञानाग्निः सर्वकर्माणि भस्मसात् कुरुते तथा. It is like a fire or an inferno. If you watch a fire, it is, how does it burn? It just raises everything into ashes. It is like that. This is that Jnana Krishna says. Oh Arjuna, when just like when an inferno blazes, everything, its fire consumes, burns, and raises. The fire of ethereal knowledge. Everything burns. Every actions and works into ashes it turns. It's all your karma bandhana, everything. You don't have to worry. When the knowledge realization comes, all of it just like this darbha grass, no? They will all fall apart. That is what Krishna is saying. He goes on further. That is why it is so important to understand, to seek, to aspire for the higher knowledge. Many times people feel it's not necessary. It is not necessary. Just look at what knowledge is going to help you and benefit you in everyday life, which is going to increase your bank balance, which is going to give you some name in the society, which is going to give you some returns. That is what we feel. But there is something beyond this. And that is the highest knowledge which will give you real insight, is what Krishna is talking about. नहि ज्ञानेन सदृशं पवित्रम् इह विद्यते तत्स्वयं योग संसिद्धिः कालेनात्मनि विन्दति. More immaculate than this, there is nothing. Nahi jnanena pavitra, jnanena sadrusham pavitram iha vidyate. Nothing is there more pure than this knowledge, Krishna says. The purest thing in the world is this. Then the radiance of knowledge's unadulterated light. He who has integrated the yogic principles in everything attains in himself the true self's insight. Somebody who has not just in theory understood things, but has integrated it into practice, the person who is living by the principles. That individual, Krishna is saying, that person can get the highest insight. What is the highest insight? Svena swasmin swayam brahma swe mahimni swanubhutam. What is the anubhuti? Well, the anubhuti is aham brahmasmi only. The highest realization. That is what Krishna is talking about. He goes on further. This is beautiful. The shloka is again talking about something, Shraddha. Shraddha is something very special. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam tatpare sayatendriyaha jnanam labdhva param shantim achirena degachati. Krishna is saying, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. When you have Shraddha, with sincerity, knowledge will come on its own. It will come on its own. Have a beautiful Shraddha. It is like in a subject, when you start loving a subject, don't the concepts of that subject become more clearer to you? Don't you find automatically connections? You just see in any subject for that matter. It may be a maths theorem, it may be biology, it might be any other science, or even just spoken English, communication, etymology, X, Y, Z. Take the subject you want. When you start loving it, when you pour your own, you put full shraddha into that subject and you offer with love, what happens? Naturally, you start finding your way through it, isn't it? It is something like that. Krishna says, he whose faith is strongly ordained and a control over senses, he who has attained, he is by the supreme knowledge enlightened, and his ascent to absolute peace is ascertained. Somebody who has controlled his indriyas with full sayam, whose shraddha is so strong and firm, which is something which is not going to shake, even if the entire world tells something. It's important to have this, isn't it? One place, one constant place where you can draw your strength from at all times. Because many times in difficult moments we feel, no, we feel orphaned, or we feel we don't have a hand, or we don't have a hand on our back, or we don't have a support. Sometimes it feels very difficult. Instead, if you have one place, one solid place, sometimes it's very nice to have one person, one. If you don't have one person, also, if you are having a dialogue with the divine and you hold divine in that spot, just watch the experience that comes. The experience is unparalleled. It has to be so firm, so strong. It's somebody whose faith is strongly ordained and a control over senses, he who has attained. What is that person going to receive? Well, he is by the supreme knowledge enlightened, and his ascent to absolute peace is ascertained. Means this Shanti is going to come. Jnanam labdhva param Shanti. When you get the knowledge, will you become peaceful or will you become cranky and restless? Realization is going to make you quiet and peaceful, and that is certain. Look at Anjaneya. What is he known for most?
Ram Bhakt.
Ram Bhakta, isn't it? Nobody's talking about his siddhis. He's got so many siddhis. They are next. They came as a consequence of his bhakti. He had lost all of them, isn't it?
Yeah.
He had got a curse, but how did he break that curse? It was by his Shraddha. His Shraddha was so strong that by his Shraddha, by his control of Indriyas, he attained these siddhis which were lost. It is so possible, so much just with your Shraddha in the divine and great self-control. Just watch what higher knowledge comes into the individual. Anybody has heard of Totakacharya? Anybody has heard of Totakashtakam? Okay, so they're connected, but we'll just maybe you can just search maybe for it is available online. We will correct about it tomorrow. Just let us search for Totakacharya, the creator of Totakashtakam. How was he before the creation and after the creation? What was it? I'll just share in short is his Shraddha. His Shraddha transformed him from somebody who was not at all so talented. He suddenly became the Adipati by the grace of the Guru, and by the Shraddha he received a knowledge. Menataji wants to
He
say
was
something?
a disciple of Adi Shankaracharya.
Yes, he was a disciple of Adi Shankaracharya. His name was Giri. And all of the people felt he had no talent. He used to go and ask the senior sadhaks, where will I get realization? When will it come to me sometime? They used to all joke and say, ha ha, yes, yes, it will come. Once the Adi Shankaracharya wanted to have a discourse and he decided, I don't need this. I mean, he didn't decide. Sorry, the other students decided, why are you waiting for him? Because Giri was not present. He said, if he comes also, it's going to make no difference. Why are you waiting? But the Adi Shankaracharya felt, no, he has to come. And he comes running, and then he falls at the feet of his guru because he was doing what we can say a seva to the guru. Probably you can look at the exact sequence of events online. But from what I remember, I think he was either washing the clothes of his guru, and that time he got a sudden realization, and he comes and starts offering that realization to the feet of his guru and starts composition of this ashtakam, which is called the Totaka Ashtakam. The name has come from the Totaka meter, which is considered to be a very difficult. Even Pandits don't try to mess with that meter because it's difficult to compose. But look at that one person who was supposedly not having the talent suddenly has a ability born inside of him. How is it possible? Again, Shraddhavan Labhate Jnanam. It is Shraddha that will only grant. So, somebody, if you wish to, you read and you can share in the group for the other participants also the story about
Is
this.
there on Wikipedia?
Yeah, yeah. We have to be careful in Wikipedia, though. So,
Okay.
there is a interesting, and you can say bias there against traditional Indian
Yeah.
stories and scriptures.
No,
Even
just
yes,
whenever we search, that link comes
comes
first
first.
only.
Yeah.
So
Yes, yes, yes. We will look at it afterwards then. Yes, Shashiji?
With my hearing issue, would you spell out the name,
So
what we have to look up?
Totakacharya. I'll message it. No? Totakachary. I think in Sanskrit it is easier. English. We'll message it in the
Okay.
group, Shashiji.
Very kind. Thank you so
Thank you, Ji.
much.
Thank you, Ji. So now next. So what about the person who does not have Shraddha? We see the next shloka. Krishna says, Shraddha is something, we will see it later also, but Shraddha is this great faith, strong determination. When you have some base, then you can do good, isn't it? When you don't have it, what's going to happen? If you have no Shraddha, if, for example, I don't have any Shraddha in my mom only, and then the neighbor auntie says, see, this is your DNA certificate which shows she is not your mom. What is going to happen to me? I will be like, really, I was feeling that only because that is not the truth. It is my lack of Shraddha which is creating this doubt inside of me. So, in the absence of Shraddha, a person is like a building without a foundation. What is the use of so many stories? What is the use of so many intellectual capacities if you have not got that sweetness of Shraddha in life? It's all dry knowledge if Shraddha is missing. That is what we can see here in Krishna says, "Ag- Agnyascha Shraddhadanascha Sanshayatma Vinashyati Nayam Lokosti na paro na Sukham Sanshayatmana." It is not a curse that Krishna is saying, you don't have Shraddha, you will suffer. It's not a curse, it's like cause and effect. It is simple as that. You put your hand in fire, it will get burnt. That is as simple as that. It is not because somebody told your hand will get burnt, your hand is getting burnt. It is because you put your hand there. It is something like that. The one who is faithless and ignorant, for whom neither this world nor the other is existent, by infinite doubts his mind is plagued, and by his own skepticism he is destroyed. The one who is having the sanshaya is destroyed by the doubts only. The personality of such a imagine a beautiful relationship. Doubt comes into that relationship. What's going to happen? It's gone, isn't it?
it's just like a drop of a lemon juice in a milk.
Oh,
It will-
beautiful example. Yes, see, it will get spoiled, isn't it? It will get spoiled completely. It is something like that. So, without Shraddha, we cannot move ahead. If you have doubts at all times, Krishna is not saying become free of doubts because Arjuna is our boss. He is going to have doubts only. up to a particular point. He is going to ask so many questions. We will see now. He is silent does not mean he is accepting everything Krishna says. But Krishna says the doubts will only. The skeptic is destroyed by his own skepticism only, no? It is that's all. It is not like a divine curse or God is like, oh, I've got insulted. My follower ranking is coming down. I'm having lesser number of followers, so I should send one lightning bolt from the sky. It's not that at all. It is that individual's perspective, the individual's outlook, which is getting clouded because of that person's own limitations and doubts. Yoga sanyasta karmanam jnana sanchinna sanshayam atmavantam na karmani nibadnanti dhananjaya. O Arjuna, he who has above doubts risen and sacrificed all, desiring nothing for himself, is no more bound by karma's prison, for he has attained a true knowledge of the self. Somebody, this is a beautiful, like, in just let us think of a best relationship is what? Where there are no doubts, isn't it? Say you are in
Very
a very
nice
good
mutual understanding.
mutual understanding. Say you and your friend, you have a very good maitri. If a third person comes and says, oh, this person was plotting your downfall, if you have a doubt, your friendship is gone before that person completed his statement only, isn't it? But if you have a full, there is no doubt inside. You know this. You have lived experience with that friend. You say, you know that these many years I understand. I have full faith. There is a love. There is a mutual respect, or we can say good Sanskrit word for it. There is shraddha. There is shraddha in the relationship also of this maitri. There is no chance for doubts. No matter 100 people come, if a person throws some evidence, also, so this is a fabricated one. I don't care. I know the truth. And that is not blind faith. It is not blind faith. It is something with true understanding. It is a true realization. And this is the type of maitri we should have between us and the divine. We should understand that the divine is consciously participating in our life. If you have that shraddha, you will not worry about some falls. Why did I fall? Why did this happen in my life? Because many times people keep changing devatas also, like they change clothes, no? It's like stock market is changing, isn't it? According to the returns. So like, I was praying so much for this particular deva. Now he didn't give me anything. So I'm going to change. People change gurus also. This guru is giving me more returns now. That guru's follower list has increased now. I think I should go to that guru now. It is not like that. Shraddha is Shraddha. Because when Shraddha is lost, no, the sanctity of the relationship is gone completely, and you will not be able to be free at all. You will be destroying yourself. Ekalavya had Shraddha or not? And he learned because of that, isn't it? He learned because of that. If you see Ekalavya's story, he got from where? The Guru didn't want to teach, and yet his Shraddha was so powerful that he
He
could
made a
learn.
murti of him, na?
Yes, yes, yes. He learned from the Murti what he could. It was the Shraddha that was. But somebody will say, then what happened to him? Will it happen to everybody? Again, one of the names of Ganesha is Guru Pakhanda Khandakaya. If the Guru is wrong, the God's work is there, not to correct it. It's not our job to sit in. If you ask today, Ekalavya is not there. People are trying to do activism in name of Ekalavya. He said, don't say anything about my sacrifice which I have done. That's my offering. What I got in that offering, you don't even know. It's my choice. I have done that. I have moved ahead. So this aspect of Shraddha is very important. Somebody who has risen above this, has sacrificed everything, desiring nothing for himself. That person becomes free from every karma bandhana and gets the highest knowledge. Krishna goes on. Last shloka, we stop here. The fourth adhyaya is complete. Tasmat ajnana sambhutam hritstam jnana sinatmanaha Chitvainam Sanshayam Yogam Attishtottishta Bharata. Krishna is saying this. Instead of we say Uttishta Govinda, Uttishta, we say in the morning we listen to the Suprabhata, we ask Govinda to wake up from the slumber. Here, Krishna is saying to Arjuna. Krishna is asking him, Uttishta Arjuna. Therefore, he says, therefore, this ignorance that your heart has borne, look at the depression you are in. It's just your own ignorance that is causing depression in your life, Krishna is telling. Let its wheel be shred and torn. Means it is this Maya, no? It is like a veil which allows you to not see the truth. Things are happening in front of you. You are not able to see it because of your own perspective, which has got your lens has got tinted by the emotions, tinted by your attachments, tinted by X, Y, Z, so many other factors. Krishna is saying, tear that with your knowledge. The knowledge is called like a sword, the saber of knowledge. Beseech this disguise, use it to cut and rend this veil, which is preventing you from seeing Satya Dharma. O son of Bharat, who is Bharat's son? Who is the child of Bharat? Where all of us are. But really, what is Bharat? Bharat is the light of the world. We are that seekers or we are the inheritors of that light. So rise is what Krishna is saying. Attain the union, awaken and arise. As Swami Vivekananda had said, arise, awake and stop not till the goal is reached. What is this goal that we have to seek? It is Sakshatkar only. And that is what Krishna is saying. Arise, arise and awake. With this, we are ready to conclude. My question is, so far Krishna is being very clear, isn't it, in this adhyay? What Krishna has said, isn't it, it's not very complicated or confusing. What do you think? Yes or not?
Not that confusing,
Hmm.
but just do your duty without
Yeah.
attachment.
So, Gayatri ji, what do you think Arjuna will now accept, isn't it? He will not accuse Krishna as saying, here you're talking both sides. Yes or no?
Arjun, in this particular context, Arjun is very enigmatic. We don't understand some. In the last, he will show his report card that I have not understand anything.
Okay,
So,
so so we are not
but
very
what
sure.
we got, just put everything on God.
Okay,
Whatever He is giving us, just embrace it.
okay.
Whether it is
But,
happiness or sorrow, anything.
but Arjuna's performance, we can't take guarantee,
Yeah, we
isn't
can't take
it?
guarantees. Very enigmatic. No.
Okay, we do not know. We do not know. Let us see. Let us see whether Arjuna is still going to say ki anybody thinks Arjuna is not going to say ki Krishna, you are doing full confusion. You are confusing by speaking on both sides. How many think he is not going to speak like that?
Because Arjun has seen him as a friend
Okay.
and everything, and
No, that is agreed.
suddenly,
But this
yeah,
particular adhyay, because when first Krishna introduced the concept of material action and
I
spirituality,
think now
Arjuna
he will
said,
understood.
now, okay,
He will
Gayatri ji says
understand.
he will now understand. Anybody else is of the same opinion as Gayatri ji
He's a,
that Arjuna
he's
will
a good
understand?
shishya, na?
Okay, I don't know. The definition of good shishya is
Yeah, I'm
interesting,
a
but
good
yeah.
seeker of
So
knowledge, we can say
okay,
either.
okay. Gayatri ji is saying he will understand. Yes. Anybody else? Pravina Maji,
Yeah,
Arjuna will.
he is becoming more and more receptive.
Okay, so he is
That's a
likely
perfect
to.
word, yeah.
Okay, so he's becoming
So,
more receptive. Maybe he won't
yeah.
make the same accusation which he was doing earlier.
No, he is analyzing everything. He is not questioning now.
Okay, so maybe Arjuna is now receptive. Let us see if Arjuna, we will see Arjuna giving a report card in the very next shloka. So when we start the next adhyay, we'll see how Arjuna is dealing with this knowledge that Krishna has shared. Is it practical for him? Is he finding it useful or not? So with this, we are ready to conclude. Before we look at the summary, if somebody can share, if anybody has any queries, anything you wish to ask or share,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
are welcome. Yes,
Questions
ma'am.
are there. Like
Yes, ma'am.
one thing I wanted to share is about, like what a child learns at home and what the world teaches him. A young friend of mine working in the corporate, it's almost more than a year. Everybody else who demanded has got a promotion, and this child has not got a promotion. So he
Okay.
said, should I ask, like, should I say, because others try, even resigned and things like that.
Hmm.
And yeah, अपना काम कर रहा है, very sincerely doing the work, and whether I will be considered for promotion.
Now,
others like
Praveenaji, my
friends and
question is this
yeah.
service, we are offering the service to Krishna, or is it service promotion from Krishna or promotion because of work in an organization?
No, he's working in an organization,
Ah,
but
so
that's what.
he's
So at home, this the culture is something else, and this child is confused now. The corporate is teaching them something else.
okay. So again, it is like Vyavaharik Satya and Paramarthik Satya, isn't it? We should not confuse the two, because if somebody who is looking at Paramarthik Satya, it will be like a participant would say, ki, what is the point of even studying the Gita? Because you already have Gita inside of you. When you are brushing, you are revising the Gita only. You don't need to read the Gita. That person may say something like that, isn't it? But that is not true, no? There is, when you are where we have to, why are we looking at practical examples? Because we have to understand its what we can say vyavharik aspect of the Gita as well. So here, this action, if he is, why is he working in that organization? Is he working for the promotion, or is he working for the growth and experience? That is the biggest question. If he is getting growth and experience and he feels it is going to help him without promotion also, it's fine. But if he feels for growth it is required, there's nothing wrong in asking, isn't it?
So
But
that's what
he should not,
his
if
friends
he
are
should
telling.
not
If
go to
you
his
are
position,
confident in your work,
yes,
and
yes.
you should have asked. Otherwise,
And because,
it means you are not I mean, working at that level.
no, and it's just 1 year. It is just 1 year. I know
Yeah,
of a
just
person who
one. He
was
is very young, very young.
a person I know, a friend of mine, a junior actually. She worked for nearly 7 years. The organization was not giving promotion because they wanted to push that person out. And that individual was it was like just they were waiting for a chance to make something that person to feel more suffocated. Instead, the person was more convenient in the regular schedule and regular routine, that the person did not try to come out of that regular routine also, because no, what if it somebody may take it mistake me, or I don't want to come out. But ultimately, after 7 years of service, this person was really just resigned in frustration because their management changed, the other people changed. So these are all people who are not going to, they're not Krishna, isn't it? And he is not offering service to some individual. He is serving that organization for growth of that individual. So there is nothing wrong. But he should not go to such a position that I didn't get promotion, that that person starts swearing to the boss only. And then that leads to a different consequence, isn't it? Sometimes juniors speak something in a rush, in a
Yes.
flurry of emotions. And then that becomes heavy on their career later on.
Then I remembered students asking me questions when I was
Okay.
teaching them a subject like ethics and nursing.
Yeah.
So, killing a person is a crime.
Yeah.
Saving a person, if God wishes that he is destined to die, saving the person, is it a crime? Such kind of
Who
questions
is not
people were.
destined to die? Praveenaji, who is not
Yes,
destined to die?
that's what. If that is the ultimate truth, why are we saving people? And saving the person is considered
No,
as
madam.
a
Huh.
mm, greatest virtue. Doctor is supposed to save, the health professionals are
No, but
supposed to
actually,
save life.
does the see? It is a dharma of every individual. A person on the road does
Yes.
not have to do operation and save a person, but a person on the road should learn to. If there's a problem, the person must, as a matter of justice, the person must try to help the other person, because that is a matter of dharma, no, of a dharma of a citizen of the country. It is
So that
something.
was one thing. And one
We
more
look at this.
student of
Is it answered? Is it answered though? The question of
no, he said, see, do whatever is
no.
correct
Hmm.
according to what you are supposed to do. And the other aspect was about, like abortion and things like that, because we had students of different religion, and
But we
certain
can
religion
we are looking
forbid
at
them
questions at
not.
in a fast manner now, madam. Actually, we
Yeah,
look at one question at a time. Maybe we will, if we look at two right now, and the abortion one we can look at maybe the next day. The second
so
question
this
which
was
you talked
related
about,
to killing and assisting for abortion. Some people are
can we
allowed
look at,
not to.
yeah.
Uh,
See, madam, I was saying
so,
that this, madam, because the time frame is short, no?
okay, okay,
We
okay.
can, this question can be looked at tomorrow, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
we will
Yeah.
look at it in because each question must be given its due as well. But
Yeah.
so the second question about saving is, I don't think it is in our hand to control the outcome, but attempting is definitely in our hand. And we should not, and the doctors also should not feel that they are the saviors of the. They should understand they are doing the duty. They are not, they cannot become gods, though they are
No,
equated
nobody can
in.
claim that I have saved it also, no? You
Yeah,
cannot claim.
I had
Yeah.
a very nice experience of saving a butterfly, Pravina
Oh,
ji. That
oh.
butterfly, I just share it to you in very short, and we go to the summary. In our unit, butterfly, I saw it fall down, and that butterfly, I thought it is now about to die. So I just kind of touched the butterfly and tried to chant some mantra, and I was just moving its legs and all with my fingers. So I felt it's something happened, and I felt it is not. Maybe it's like in its last stage only, but maybe a little bit force has suddenly brought about some Chaitanya. That is all. But I was feeling very pleased that, wow, what a beautiful thing. I even took the butterfly, kept it near my nose, everything. And I released the butterfly. And you see, I was feeling so happy about maybe I made a small difference in the butterfly's life. And the next second, I saw a bird came and ate that same butterfly in front of me. So what have I done? I have just moved it from here to there, or it was destined to go there. Whether I did it or I didn't. So this aspect of life, actually, we can't. But I can keep trying. If I have the strength within me. I have to keep trying, not worrying about whether I'm going to succeed or not. One auto driver decided he wanted to really take care of some people destitute on the road. He embraced all challenges. He was even harassed by the police because some of the elderly people did not make it. It became a police case, and he kept doing that till later. Later, he started an old age home, leaving his selling of his vehicle also. But look at that, the dharma of that individual, the ethics of them. All such people I have seen with strong ethics have very strong shraddha in the divine, and they do that work and they are driven by it. So the second question about that, yes, whether or not we should have our Shraddha, and in the light of what we saw today, that yes, let us do what we have to do as our duty without worrying about other things, because doubts sometimes destroy us only. So yes, if somebody can summarize what we saw today and we conclude, it's already time, I think. We have shot up nearly 25 minutes more than the session. Yes, please. I think everybody must have. In India, it is already quite late. I will request Pallaviji, if you can share the summaries, they are very wonderful. If you can share it, not tonight, you can take your time and do it. And again, it's not compulsory, whenever possible. So, just one point, if we can see today, is Shraddha has been introduced.
Shraddha.
Shraddha has been introduced. Shraddha is going to give us knowledge also. So we should at least purify ourselves. And it is like having a beautiful soil. If you have a lot of knowledge, it is like you have wonderful soil. You have planted the right seed, everything. But without water, how will the plant grow? Shraddha is the water that is going to make us whatever talents we have. And it's okay if we don't have any talents also. Totakacharya's example is a great example. I'm not saying it's talentless, but by grace, later on, we'll see how Krishna awakens faculties which are hidden in individuals also. By the grace of divine, things can manifest. What we feel are not existent also. So I think with this, we can conclude with a Shanti mantra. Hari Om.
Hari
सर्वे
Om.
भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् हरि ओम तत्सत् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं पुनर्मिलामः हरि ओम
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Thank you.
Punah
हरि ओम
milama.
थैंक यू नमस्कार